Welcome to the Green Wasp Removal YouTube channel. In this episode, we're going to show you how we deal with a very aggressive species of yellowjacket called Vespula maculifrons, or Eastern Yellowjacket, that had built a very busy nest inside the block foundation of a private residence. This took several days of collecting from the outside through an attrition collection, which is the type of collection we do only from the outside of the building because the nest itself is inaccessible. So instead of attempting to remove the entire nest brood comb and paper and everything, we just focus on the flying, foraging wasps that are coming in and out of the entry point of the nest. And in this case, that was at the block foundation seam between two blocks. And we were able to get these collected over several days and get them frozen, as you see here, for Venom Immunotherapy purposes. This nest was in a location that was bothersome to the homeowners because they are avid gardeners and their entire water spigot setup and their irrigation meters and so forth were all directly adjacent to this nest, and it became dangerous for them to get to their water and control it. So they contacted us to come out and take care of it. Over the course of several visits to this site, we were able to get the population down to the point where the nest was starved out. So let's take you back now to September 4th of 2024 when we first began working with this nest, and we'll take you through the entire process on this attrition collection. Thanks for riding along with us. If you do find the content on our channel to be entertaining or educational, please do remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment to let us know you're there. Enjoy the show. Katie, crank up the pressure a little bit, will you? So we're getting them stirred up a little bit now, and sometimes that causes a little bit more of a sting risk to anybody hanging out. You want to probably either be in a vehicle while you watch, or maybe be inside pretty soon, because they're going to start getting stirred up when we bang them out. And what I mean by that is we start stomping out and making vibration, and that sets them off. And they'll come out and swarm, and that's what we want, because then they'll go back to the nest and we'll get them coming and going. I'll make sure not too many are getting past us. This looks like a good location for now. Once I'm sure that they're mostly getting collected, we'll take a look at your vac and maybe try to rig a hose. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's leave it there for now. Yeah. Let's take a look at your vac, and we'll see if Katie's going to cap this one off. Before we do that, we're going to just take a look at them. See how they're looking there. See right there. Looking good. Okay, thanks. So Katie's rigging up a secondary vac we have today. That way we can let this do an automatic collection. You can come from this side, it's fine. Let me grab it. I'll roll it over there and is that close enough? Yeah. All right, your first customer's in. There you go, looks pretty good. Yeah, it's getting everything that flies by. That's what we want. Great. That back will be super handy. All right, here's the initial collection. There's probably a couple hundred of them in here at least. So far, that's a great number for venom immunotherapy purposes. It's all mostly female workers, so that's great for venom sac collection. And what we're going to do now is freeze them in the field because we have ice in the vehicle. Dry ice, that's CO2. We're going to knock them out with that and freeze them solid here in the field. That way they won't have time to overheat before we get back to the lab. So we'll show you that process in a moment. All right, so Katie is scooping out some of the dry ice. And this dry ice, this will burn you like a hot coal if you hold on to it. So you have to have gloves when you work with this. They call it rice for obvious reasons. It looks a little bit like rice. You can use this, or you can use block, or you can use big pellets. It doesn't really matter. It's frozen CO2. And as it sublimates, it turns directly into gas. As you can see here, this is gas. There is no liquid form between frozen and gas. So that's pretty handy for us. So what she's doing is scooping out enough to put this container in that cooler. And then we're going to take what's in that scoop out bin and dump it over the top. And we always want to put the dry ice on top of our container because the cold goes down, not up. That's just the way it is in physics. So kind of gently cover it completely. There you go. And both sides of it. And then we'll close it right up. Great. Close it and lock it, and then we will have about a 15-minute cooking in the ice to make them nice and frozen solid. There you go. Make sure your face is off the grill. That looks pretty good. All right. Keep knocking them out, it's working. I want more pressure. Let's go with the high setting. There you go. That's a little better. So as you can see, they're attacking the gloves and trying to sting. And if you had one set of B gloves only, they can get you right through the seams, or if your gloves get wet with sweat, they will go for your wet leather and they'll get through. That's why we wear 2 sets of gloves when we're up close in a swarm. That looks pretty good. Let's back up and let them calm down. So here's the second collection so far. Another several hundred in here. We're not getting much reaction. Let's do one more bang out on the wall. I just want to film that. Not much coming out now when we bang them out. Just a few here and there. So that tells us we're getting about as much as we can collect for today. We use a little bit of wood between the wall and the hammer so that we don't damage any of the foundation stone. That's the purpose for the stick Katie's carrying. Alright, looking good. Alright, so we're going to cap off the second bottle now. First we're going to take a look and see what's in there. Looks like a good group. Trying to climb back out. Okay, thanks. Alright, looks good. So for an attrition collection, basically what we do is we continue to collect the adult foragers that are the only ones that can bring back food to the nest. And we continually collect them every day or two or every week or so, however long it takes them to regenerate workers. We collect them and we ultimately starve out the nest. So thanks, Katie. Good job. September 6th, 2024. We're back again for an attrition collection here at a private residence where they have Vespula maculifrons, that's the Eastern Yellowjacket, in a block foundation. So the nest is inaccessible, and all we can do is collect them from the outside. And we do that through routine, regular attrition collections. We come back every couple days. That gives the brood comb a chance to regenerate more workers that we can collect for Venom Immunotherapy. We're going to bang them out. The vibration makes them come out. They're trying to attack already. They come out swinging. So we're going to get a hammer and a piece of wood, and we're going to bang them out some more. We use the wood to protect any stone, so we usually use a stick or a piece of wood like this. why you wear 2 sets of gloves. Now we back off a little bit and we let the swarm calm down and get sucked up by the device. September 10th, 2024. We're going to rig up a secondary vac we've been using. It's a battery-powered vac with 2 batteries, and it's got a speed control of fast and slower. This is a 2-speed, and over here, Katie's going to try her rig and see how it works. That way we'll have the ability to split up our crew onto different jobs simultaneously. Looks pretty good to me. Check your suction on the end. Make sure you got good suction. And if not, you can crank it up to high probably on this one with no problem.
Has some. Let's see.
Yeah, go up to higher if you got a higher setting.
Would that be better than poking off the holes?
Yeah, probably easier.
Okay.
Actually, the tape might let the battery last longer though.
Yeah.
So you might just use the tape instead. You know what you should do also? Tape off the lower section of their crack there, so they have to go up toward your back hole. Katie's taking some tape and she's closing off the lower part of that crack in the stone. That'll force them to come and go from the point where we can collect them a little easier. can see they're already coming into this device. So there's still plenty of traffic at this location. Feel free to bang them out anytime you want. Yeah, they come.